In the box, so check it out. Have a great week, guys. Blessings.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself.
You're kings and queens. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Virtual Kisses. My name is Tanya, and I have my friend Elsa. So we're going to wait for you guys to hop on. I'm sorry we're a little bit late. Just had some technical difficulties, but I think we got it all right. Right, Elsa?
Yeah, it was my mic. But I think you guys could hear us okay, so we're good.
It's all good. So, yeah, so we're going to wait for you guys to hop on a little bit, and we're going to I'll tell you about our day for a little bit. Well, today, I'm so glad that it's nice and beautiful out today. It's been like rainy on and off here, and I'm so glad that it's beautiful today, and we're going to have so far I know that we're going to have a really good week. That's going to be nice and sunshiny. So, happy Sunday, everybody. What about you, Elsa?
I actually sat in the sun. I got a little bit of a tan. Tiny bit of a tan. Dragged my kids out, too. I was like, you guys need vitamin D. We were outside.
So if you just hop on or whatever, could you guys leave a comment, tell us where you're from, so we can say hi to you. So anything else?
No.
Did you want to bring up?
Yeah. Our topic today is?
Well, okay. Our topic today is, if you can see the ticker tape below, it says, I will fear no more. Now, came up with this idea. Well, I didn't, but I felt God wanted to share this with everybody about fear. And I guess this is what our topic is about. And I feel it's more like how to overcome fear and how to handle it even in difficult situations. So I'm going to pass the buck over to my good friend Elsa so she can take it away and give you guys some information or something that will help you through fearful times. Okay.
Hey, great. Thanks. Yeah, so fear. I will fear no more. So basically, Tanya had found this really, really cool song. Can't remember who it's by.
It was from The Afters.
The Afters. Okay. So then, yeah, I played it on TikTok just to listen to it. Loved the song. It kind of embodies a lot of what we felt to speak about today. So fear. I mean, I think it's probably, when they say that hate is a virus, well, fear is a virus. Fear is another virus. And I feel like it's actually more choking.
If you can see the ticker tape below, it says, sorry guys! My volume wasn't turned down and it popped up.
That's all right. So I find that it can choke you more even than like I'm wearing a mask. So whenever we wear masks, when I wear a mask, I find that it's hard for me to breathe. And it's like shallow breaths, and of course you're breathing out more carbon dioxide and you're getting less oxygen. But like I feel like kind of like I'm suffocating in a way whenever I'm wearing a mask, and that's what I could liken it. And since all you guys out there are probably wearing masks, I'm just sharing something where I feel that you can identify with easily, and that's wearing the mask. I feel that's what it's like to actually take fear on. And I think fear a lot of times, it's like a big fat liar. So it's like what it does is, I think what it is it comes in as a lie, and then if we take that lie on, and we put belief, we back that lie with belief. As soon as we back it with belief, all of a sudden the fear kind of like infuses, like a good tea bag in a tea. It infuses into us, and infuses with our emotions. It infuses with our actions. It infuses with our intent. Everything. We start to like bow under that spirit of fear. And I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean, like, there's a lot of areas that I'm still fearful in, but I'm a lot less fearful than I used to be. I used to struggle with so much fear in my life. And I just found that it's just so, it's like it would be like trying to fly and having your wings clipped. You just wouldn't be able to do that. So, hence my butterfly outfit today. It would be like tearing off your wings. Fear tears off your wings, and fear stops you from trying new things, reaching new heights, discovering new and uncharted territory too. I think of like the explorers back then, like Columbus and just all the other explorers that like Magellan, all of them that went through, that discovered land and everything. Like they had to face the fears of the sea and face the fears of the sea monster stories that were going around, because a lot of people hadn't actually traveled around and charted the land yet. This is uncharted territory. So because of that, it comes with like a lot of these kind of scary stories, or I don't know if you guys remember, like I used to read these stupid books. These books were like called Ripley's Believe It or Not. And I was like young, and I don't know why, I'd go into my dad's cupboard and I'd like open it up and pull out that book, and late at night, and I'd pop it open and it would talk about all these crazy stories of impossible, it would give a really, really crazy, scary story, like full of fear. And then we'd go, well, you can believe this or not, right? Wow. I'd been putting that into my mind, and I'm like, oh, as I'm reading it. One of them was about spontaneous combustion. So it was all these stories about people that would like burst into flames and die, right? You know what? For how many years did I fear that I was going to burst into flames and die? It actually became a real fear of mine, to the point that I didn't like to be around like flames and fire. And I wore a ton of hairspray back then, but I didn't smoke. I didn't do anything with like fire, right? But yeah, it was like one of those things. I think it found its way in by a book. And of course I'm reading it with like all this emotion and all this fear, and I adopted it. Like in a way, I'm like, it's like fear is like this little stray that walking along, and it's like, oh, I need a family. Will someone take me? And I was like, yes, be mine. And so then I wear it, and I wear that. And now even with my eyes are like seeing through a lens of fear. They're no longer seeing clearly, right? They're going to judge situations based on my fear factors, and it's going to be based on whether I'm willing to take the risk or not. There's always risks involved and things like that. So fear can now start to be my navigator and my decider in all my decisions. It's no way to live, guys. Like I hated it for years. I remember my husband and I, because I was such a like I like things in order. I still do. But I mean, like back then, I really needed to know every single detail, and I liked all my ducks in a row, and I needed to know what was around the bend. Well, my husband was more like the free floater, like the guy who would jump off the cliff and crazy. So it was like, he's like, oh, let's just sell our place and go travel. And that was my fear would have kept me bound in a box, and I would have never experienced the next 2 years of all the experiences that I gained in that time, including my children gaining experiences in that time, and Scott just loving it and having just more adventures in his life, right? But I just would have never tasted that or experienced it or grown even if I would have stayed in my little box of fear. And if I would have looked through that situation through my glasses of fear going, oh, but this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. And it's like what I'm doing is I'm putting faith into fear. I'm not putting faith into good things. I'm not putting faith into hopeful things, right? I'm actually putting faith into all the bad things. So what happened? I mean, finally I had to face that, and yeah, we decided when we sold everything and we went off traveling. But I mean, that it still was like a walking through trying to battle that fear nonstop. So there's a scripture that I love, and it says, perfect love casts out fear. And then it says that, for those who fear they're like tormented. It actually even says in another one, I think it says they're imprisoned, they're bound, right? So I like the word torment because I used to deal with torment at night from fear. And so I feel like that. I feel like fear will torment you. And then it says that, and those who fear have not been made perfect in love. So that's my solution for myself, is that I have just asked for God to like fill me up with more of his love. And I've tried to just read more scriptures and fill my mind with more loving things and more lovely things too. Learn how to love on others and learn how to receive love, because receiving love is a whole other level, especially if you're not used to receiving love. And God, I mean, just allowing him to give me his love. I think that's the biggest step that I took, just to allow him to come in, fill me up with his love, to cast out and dispel all the fears and all the worries and all the anxieties. And then I didn't have to know every single detail anymore and have all my ducks in a row. I could just be like, okay, God, you know what? I trust you. Whatever you have planned for me, because your word says, you know, you have plans for me that to prosper me and for my future. Give me a hope in the future, and not to harm me, not to hurt me. So, you know, I believe in your word for me. And so it just kind of helped me move my belief system from a fear area and a negativity and a darkness and a, ooh, I'm going to burst into flames, you know, kind of belief system over into the light and over into like, you know, good, lovely, beautiful things and hopeful things, and maybe things that have more excitement. And like it would be like, to me, like watering a weed instead of watering a plant. So there was this video of this one woman who had grown this big tall plant, and she was laughing because she just discovered it was a weed. She'd been nurturing it. She even repotted it. She took care of this weed until it was fully grown, and it was a weed. I mean, it was going to give no good to her. It was no benefit to her whatsoever, but she tended it and nurtured it and took care of it. And I feel like that's what fear wants. It's a weed in our life, and it wants us to nurture it, take care of it, adopt it, embrace it. And instead, you know, you need to unpot that, toss it where it belongs, let that spontaneously combust, and then, you know, bring in a good, healthy plant, something that's going to give you nutrients and a life-giving plant. So, or like God says, tree of life, and plant that in that pot instead, and then take that around with you and toss out the other one. So, yeah, I think that's all I want to say on that. But I'm going to go and pass it back to you and hear what you have to say about fear.
Thank you, Elsa. Oh, that was really good. Yeah, I don't know about bursting into flames. About having fear about that, but I guess it's out there, right?
Yes.
My take on fear, yeah, I totally agree with what Elsa was saying about it keeps you back. It keeps you not trying new things. It makes you paralyzed in the so many beautiful giftings you have inside of you. And when fear tries to hold you back or whatever, you just, I don't know, you just don't shine as beautiful that you are, right? Well, my take on it and my experience into fear would be one of them was doing lives like this one, or you know, teaching a class that I've been doing for the past few months, where I was very fearful that I wasn't going to get things 100% right. It was more like a mindset that would always tell me you're not getting you're not going to get it right. You're going to screw up. You don't have what it takes. You know, all these words of fear where it made me feel like, well, maybe I couldn't, and which kept me back. But the encouragement, as Elsa was saying, with God's word, God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of sound mind and just
Power,
to go.
love, and a sound mind.
Yes, power is one of them. And when I took the idea about power, he's given me power. That means I can, like Elsa was saying about spreading your wings and doing things that you haven't done before, speaking out on things that maybe, you know, you had a fear of speaking out on things that were that people were saying right, but they weren't right. And your mouth was held quiet because of that. But now that's, again, another way of fear can stop you. But speak out, be bold, be brave. So, anyways, I kind of tend to pondered on what God has said and what else is said about fear and what the word says about it. Made me step out in this challenge of coming out on live TV, or, well, Facebook lives, and some teaching stuff to teach. It made me bold enough, even though I kind of like struggle at it a bit, but I'm glad I'm doing it, because it has, it's changed my life. It actually, God has actually showed me that, no, you can do this, and don't worry about tripping up or making mistakes, because honestly, doing this, you have to go through some things in order to get other things right. So yeah, here I am broadcasting to you and talking to you about fear, and yeah, it has impacted my life too. And I, like the ticker tape says down below, I will fear no more. And I'm going to take on these challenges that try to present itself bigger than what the Word of God says in my life, or and try to just overcome them and not be held back in a box because fear says I can't. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that was my little tidbit journey on fear. And you guys, you don't really want to be held back from it. You don't really want to be, silenced. But just be, I was talking to my son about it before too. Just be not like bold where you're, I don't know, mean about it, but be bold because you don't want to be held back. Not because you want to prove a point, but just in a way that the point doesn't seem like you're aggressive or, I don't know, want to beat somebody up because you don't want to, comply to what they do. Just do it in a way that it's neighborly and loving, and yeah. So that, again, that's my take on fear. So if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, your fears or your struggles, or and how you boldly came over them in the simple examples that we gave to you, write it down below. We would love to hear on the take of it. So I'm going to pass it back over to my good friend, Elsa. Take it away.
Thank you. Well, I want to show you guys my bracelet. I don't know if you can read it.
Fearless. Oh, my favorite bracelet.
My daughter actually said, "Hey, you got to wear your bracelet today." So, yeah, it's be fearless. That's our encouragement to you guys today. And we'd love to hear all the steps that you're taking towards this fearlessness, where we can fear, or maybe like have less of fear, have less of the presence of fear in our life, and increase the presence of love in our life, and loved ones and loving things. So yeah, so thanks so much for sharing that. And guys, what do you guys think? Like, Tanya is so improved in the live video. She totally took it head on, faced the fear, and I think she's soaring like the butterflies in her hair. So today is all about the butterflies. So yeah, so we just want to encourage you guys to be free and just spread out those wings and try new things. And there's too much of life to live to stay bound up and tied up in the spirit of fear. And that's our prayer for you guys today, is that you're going to go and you enjoy all the new things and just what this world has to offer for you. So yeah, from our household to yours, virtual kisses. Bye. And I think that I think my host is frozen and I don't have access to the video. Are you back? I don't know if you're back, Tanya. I think she's back. You back?
I escaped there for a moment.
You were frozen. I don't know. I was like, bye, guys. And I was like, oh, you're frozen.
I know, I'm like, technical difficulties happening here. But sorry, guys.
I could not hear you. You were just frozen. So I just thought you weren't moving. And then I realized you were frozen on the screen. So thanks, guys, for staying on for a little blooper. That's the thing with live videos, right? You get the nice little bloopers. This is stuff that you don't get on YouTube, you know?
Live coming through the lab.
Exactly. So I guess we'll close it off here. We just want to thank each and every one of you for coming on and just taking the time to watch these videos. Give them some hearts, give them some likes, and we just appreciate you coming along in our journeys and sharing your journey and just joining this community. So yeah, we're going to leave you off here, and we're going to say virtual kisses from our household to yours. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.